So I get email all the time asking about programming languages, specifically what programming languages a new programmer should learn, or somebody who's looking to break into programming. And my answer usually is nearly always the same, that there is no really best programming language. Anyone who's ever done professional programming will tell you that all languages are pretty much the same. Some just do certain things a little bit better than others, and some are basically custom tailored to doing certain things a little better than others. So for example, if you wanted to write an operating system, you'd probably use something like C, an assembly language, as opposed to Python or C#, because those two languages tend to be better at writing highly optimized code that can run, really on the bare metal. It doesn't require anything in between. On the other hand, if you're writing desktop software or software for embedded devices, things like that, you might choose Python or you might choose C# or any of the other over 200 languages that are out there. And so when you're looking at choosing a language, the best thing to remember is when you're picking your first language, pick something that is easy for you to understand. So you wouldn't pick something like Fortran or Ada or something like that, but also enforces good programming practices. So I really recommend, even though a lot of people are starting with BASIC, don't start with BASIC, because BASIC lets you do some lazy programming that's going to get you into some bad habits. Pick something like, I don't know, if I had to recommend something, I'd say Python, I'd say C#, maybe even Java, although I'm really hesitant to recommend Java because Java's kind of a nasty language to work with. But my point is, find something you can understand, find something that enforces good programming practices and run with it. And then once you start to learn, don't jump to another language right away. Don't be a language samurai where you're just trying to slay as many languages as you can. Take the time to learn your chosen language in depth. Learn everything there is to know about it. Learn the kind of quirkiness of it. Learn how it does certain things. Even maybe peek under the hood and learn how it works, in the internal level, how it parses things and how objects are represented and stuff like that. It's going to make you a better programmer than somebody who knows a little bit about 50 languages if you know everything about one language. So that's my tip. There is no best language to learn. Pick something you like, pick something that teaches good programming practices, and get started writing code. That's really all there is to it. Becoming a good programmer is more about simply sitting down and writing code than it is picking a language. That is the least of your worries. In fact, in some cases, you're not going to get to choose the language at all. In some cases, your employer will. So it becomes irrelevant at that point. So learn a language, learn programming practice, and just start coding. Have a great one, and I think Easter's tomorrow, so I'm going to go ahead and say Happy Easter.